In this video, I'm going to reveal how we can trade the current volatile markets, all of the market uncertainty, so we can put ourselves in the best possible position to make a profit from all of this madness, because I don't think any of this market uncertainty is going to stop anytime soon. In fact, I personally believe it's going to go right throughout 2025 with many twists and turns to come. So what I'm going to reveal is pretty powerful strategy of how you can play a down year with a lot of volatility. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain a little bit about the strategy, and then I'm going to give you 5 really good stocks that you can use this strategy to trade to basically profit whether the market rises or falls. So if that sounds exciting, want to like, want to subscribe to the channel to get more content like this. Just a little bit about me. Now, full acts of honesty and transparency. I'm not a trading expert. You know, I'm not a multi-millionaire investor. I'm not saying I'm going to make you $1 million, nothing like that. I'm just a normal guy trying to navigate the markets by listening to much smarter people than me, and what I learn I want to share with you guys, so you can take it away, go and research it, and do whatever you like with it. I'm also going to give you some resources if you want to go into this a little deeper. I'll give you some resources so you can go a little deeper if you want. So if that sounds cool, let's get on with the video. So before I get into the strategy and the stocks to trade, I just want to talk a little bit about the market. So the market is very, very news driven at the moment. That is basically clear to me. And I was listening to a trader I listen to a lot. In fact, I follow a lot of his trades, and this is where most of the ideas for this video is coming from. I'm sharing his thoughts with you. So this isn't my crazy idea. I'm not preaching to you. I'm just giving you ideas here to see if they click with you. So Larry basically said it's a very news driven market at the moment. That is, you know, absolutely clear. So when there's positive news, you know, the markets rebound. When it's negative, they go down. But there's also so much uncertainty out there as well. You know, who knows what's going to happen with Trump's tariffs. Until that gets resolved, I still think there's going to be a lot of, it's going to be a lot of negativity. I think, you know, US and Europe are going to have problems coming to agreements, definitely US and China. And let's not forget the wars. You know, we've still got the war in Ukraine that's rumbling on. They're trying to sort it out, but nothing's happened yet. We've still got the war in, you know, the Middle East that's still on the boil. And who knows what other wars are going to crop. It just seems like wars are popping up all over the place. And basically you need to know wars are really bad for the markets. You know, if one of these wars happens to really escalate, that's really going to spook, you know, the markets. So the point here is we've got so much, you know, uncertainty, and basically I think this is just going to carry on through 2025. I don't think we're going to be going into any buoyant markets anytime soon. Now, that's just my opinion. You know, who knows what's going to happen. You know, we might have a massive, great turnaround and everything's rosy and the markets just go on a massive, you know, upward trend, but I just don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, this is going to be a pretty choppy year. So how can we navigate this and basically put the chips in our favor as much as we can? Now, nothing's guaranteed, but, you know, there are, you know, things we can do, different trading strategies that we can implement that can allow us to, you know, profit from markets like this. So what's the strategy on about? So the strategy I want to talk to you a little bit about today is options trading. Now, traders use options to basically trade volatile markets. And the reason why is because you can profit from whether a share goes up or whether a share goes down. Now, I'm going to explain this in the most basic way possible. I'm not going to go deep into this because a lot of you watching this probably have never traded options in the beginning. So I just want to, you know, make you understand how this works. So an options contract, all it does, you're not technically buying or holding shares here, but basically what an option does, it gives you the right to either buy or sell shares for a set period of time. An option is just a contract that holds 100 shares, and you can have multiple options contracts in any one trade. So that's the first thing. Just gives you the right to buy or sell shares in a set period of time, because all options, well, the two things you need to know. So an options contract, when you do an options trade, will have a strike price. The strike price is the price you think that the share you're trading on is either going to exceed or go below. And the next thing that's important is all options will have an expiration date. And basically, if you don't meet your strike price within that expiration date, the option will expire and you'll lose your money. Or if you don't basically exit the trade, you lose your money. But if it goes above your strike or below the strike you set for your options trade, you basically profit. So that is basically what an option is. But how do we use these things to trade shares? So say if I've got share X, for example. Share X is currently trading at $30 for an example. Say I think in the next 3 weeks that share price is going to go above $40 because some really positive news are coming out for that company. So what I would do, if I think the share price is going to go up, I would use something called a call option. If you think a share price you want to trade is going up, you use a call option. So I'd open this options contract. I'd buy a call option. I'd set the strike price to $40 because I think the share price is going to exceed $40 in 3 weeks. And then say I'll have an expiration date, say 6 weeks out, just to give me a bit of time to meet my strike. And that is basically it. So if I think the price is going up, I buy a call. Alternatively, on say, share X, if it's still trading at 30 and some really bad news comes out from the company or in the market, and I think that share price is going to tank, I could buy a put option. And basically what a put option allows you to do is profit if share price goes down. So say I think share price of X is going to dip below 20 on bad news, I'll buy a put option. I'd set my strike price to $20. So if the share price dips below $20, I make a profit, winner chicken dinner. And I'll set the expiration date for 6 weeks out, just as an example. So that is basically the very basic fundamental of options trading. If share price is going up, I buy a call. If share price is going down, I'll buy a put. And that is basically the strategy that I'm implementing to try and make some money from this market. Now, basically with options, the strategy here is not to put on silly trades that are going to make you, 10,000% in a week. We're just going for little and often trades here. Larry basically preaches that you want to take the least risk as possible. So what you'll do is you'll put a trade on, maybe that trade will make 20% in a week, you'll get out of that trade. So you're making as many trades as you can, but taking smaller profits, but more often. And you slowly grow your trading account. So then you can put more on and basically grow your trading account. And basically that will help you to grow your retirement fund or give you an extra income. So that is basically the strategy that Larry uses and I've been using on and off for a while to basically trade these volatile markets. And I think it's one of the best strategies to basically play in these crazy markets we're living through. And I don't think the volatility is going away anytime soon. And options, if you know what you're doing, can be a great tool to profit from market volatility. So what I'm going to do here, I've got a list of 5 shares that you can use options to basically trade the volatile market. So the first one, and these are all the shares that Larry Benedict trades, and he gives out trades on them. So the first one is the iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF IBIT. This basically tracks Bitcoin's price, and as we know, whilst Bitcoin has it's not as volatile as the old days, it still has decent volatility, and this fund basically tracks the price of Bitcoin. So basically it's a great share to trade using options, so we can basically profit on the rises and falls in Bitcoin's price. Second one is the InvestGo QQQ Trust Series 1. Basically this ETF has weighted very heavily in the tech market, and the tech market is It's probably going to get hit quite hard by other tariffs. So again, this is another share. It's a great strategy to trade using options, especially at the moment with all of the trade activity. Third one, iShares 20 plus year Treasury bond ETF. Again, bonds are very up and down at the moment, and this ETF tracks the price of bonds. So again, it's a very good share to trade using options. Now, the fourth one is United States Oil Fund USO, tracks the price of crude oil. So again, especially with the market as it is and all the wars and God knows else what's going to happen, this is a great share and ETF to trade, basically using options, so you can play on the volatility in the oil price. And the last one is the SPDR S&P Home Builders ETF. Home builders in the US are going to probably be hit pretty hard with all of the trades, because it's going to cost more to import a lot of the goods that construction companies need to build. So again, this is another great ETF to basically play the construction market using options. So basically, in a nutshell, 2025 is going to be volatile. Just trying to buy and hold shares long whilst you can do it. You're not going to see much profit in 2025 unless you're buying tiny little unicorns that explode in price, which is really hard. You need to be an insider to do it. So, so basically what I'm saying is trading options using these 5 shares is a sound way to make consistent, repeatable profits throughout 2025. So I think it's a really good way to trade the markets at the moment. So that's what I've got for you guys. If you got value from this video, why not like, why not subscribe to the channel? Got any comments? Link them below. If you want a deeper dive into this, so basically just before I go into this, I get all of my options trade from Larry Benedict. He's a 40-year veteran of the markets and he's a master options trader. I'm sort of part of one of his services called One Ticker Trader, where he lists he lists trades on basically a regular basis using these 5 shares to basically trade the market. And he gives you all the details of how to, the trades you need to enter. Tells you when to buy and then when to sell. So, you don't need to figure all this out for yourself. Larry just gives you all the details and he lists all the trades for you. And Larry's been on fire this year. He performs best in volatile markets, and Larry's trades, I think he's got over a 90% win rate this year. So he's doing really, really well. So yeah, if you want to, Larry actually did a really cool presentation recently called Tariff Trades, where he talks about how basically tariffs are going to create volatility in the markets, and explains basically in detail what I've explained to you here. If you want to watch Larry Benedict's Tariff Trades and how to profit using options in this volatile market, I'll link to that down below. If you want to join his One Ticker Trader service, which I love, I highly recommend. If you want to trade, if you want to use this strategy that I've said to you today and get all of Larry's trades and learn it on a deeper basis, I highly recommend you join his One Ticker Trader service. I do believe it's 80% off at the moment. I think you can join for $99, which will lock your membership in for 1 year. If you follow Larry's trades, you'll make that back in no time. And, I'm pretty sure you'll be making some decent profits following Larry's trades. So if you want to join One Ticker Trader, I'll link to it in the comment description below, and you can join and get Larry's options trade, trading these very 5 shares. So that's what I've got for you. I hope you got good value from the video. Thanks for joining me, and I'll speak to you soon.